Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Christina and we're back for another Earth Magic card. So week 3 we're on, and yeah, this reading is for the collective. So take whatever resonates, leave what doesn't. Definitely comment and share any perspective that comes up for you while you watch these. Would love to hear from you. So this week's card is, oh yes, this is what's on the, let me get the glare. Rebirth, spring equinox. Yes, I just saw a TikTok video that was describing how our years actually consist of 13 months, not 12 months, and each month is 28 days, and it coincides with the cycle of the moon. I think it's a new moon that starts a new month. Makes sense? I don't think it's a full moon. So a new moon sets a new month, and it's 28 days, and there's 13 months in a year. So I look forward to the days when we have our timing on Earth synced up with the moon. How cool would that be? Anyways, and then also it said that the new year actually starts in the spring, which makes sense also if you think of it, like everything's coming alive, everything's coming back, everything's like blooming, everything's coming to life. And then it expresses through the summer, and then it settles down in the fall, and then it takes a rest in the winter. So it makes sense that the new year would start in spring too. So I feel like I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I'm already anticipating this coming spring. I'm so excited for spring. I love spring. I love summer. I'm definitely a warm temperature girl. Although I appreciated the magic of the winter this year, I am very excited for the spring. My son's first birthday is in the spring, and it's just that the temperatures get a little bit warmer, the sun's out a little bit longer, the smells are starting to like come alive, and it's just like you hear more birds, you hear the little critters running around. It's just like, oh yeah, here it comes, here comes the life, you know. I love the spring. So that's what comes up for this card. And she's just like so immersed in the nature, right? She's got the foliage all over her. She's got the little rabbit in front of her. Rebirth. This is a time for us to actually celebrate the fact that we have in every moment, in fact, an opportunity to create something brand new. That we don't have to keep living out the old patterns. We don't have to keep living out the old programs, the old beliefs. We can actually recreate ourselves in any moment. Any moment you can actually change from the moment before. Like, that's incredible. Every moment is an opportunity to birth something new. So rebirth. So spring equinox. So it's almost like this point of recognizing and aligning with the cycles that we're totally immersed in, that maybe we're not totally aware of, like the yearly cycle, the monthly moon cycle, the day and night cycle. Like even a day has the potential to be a lifetime where you live the fullest during the day, and then at night you die. And in the morning you're born new again, and it's a new day, and it's a new opportunity, and it's a new fresh start. I am all for one about starting over. Like I've written so many blogs on like this point of like starting things over, like I have to reset, redo it, start again. I loved it because it was like you could completely let go of the old and the past and the baggage, and it doesn't matter anymore. We're starting new today, and it doesn't matter what that new today looks like moving forward. It's just the fact that you give yourself that opportunity to try again. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like a gift. It's like giving yourself a gift of, you know what? It's okay. That was a mistake. That didn't work out so well. You didn't really like how that turned out. That's okay. Try again. Do something different. It's this point of actually being okay with making mistakes and knowing that we can actually make a decision to rebirth ourselves at any moment. And we do that by simply letting go of what we're holding on to that's not serving us, that we don't like, doesn't feel good to us. It's how can I let this go and be fresh and brand new and clear and here in this moment, you know? So yeah, that's a great card. I'm so excited for spring. Like, she's got like eggs nested on her throat. It's like, yeah, it's like looking at life too in a way of like, the physical world reflects so much amazing metaphors for life. You know, it's like planting seeds and what's blooming and growing, and how are we, you know, contributing to our ecosystem and our overall environment. Are we a weed that's overpowering the whole environment, or are we a sturdy tree offering shade and shelter and home and wood and fruits and seeds for all sorts of different animals? You know, it's that point of like, who are you in the natural world? If you were something in the forest, what would you be? Would you be serving your environment, or would you be taking from it or extracting from it? Or, you know, it's that point of like, how am I adding to the flourishing and thriving of this environment? That should be our aim always. That should be our goal always. How am I contributing to the utmost potential of this moment? And it starts with us realizing that we have to do that for ourselves, and we have to be willing to let go of what was done and what didn't work, and to be willing to start new and try something else. So that's great. I love that. Rebirth. Phoenix, my son, his name is Phoenix, and he is, you know, a phoenix is something that, you know, rises and then it burns itself down and then is reborn in its ashes. It's like this continual self-sustaining cycle. I mean, that is what the earth is. That's what an environment is. It's this continual self-sustaining cycle. That is how I experience myself in the last 6 months. You know, I came to some pretty like striking self-realizations for myself that really had a huge impact with the whole trajectory of my life and how I approached my life and how I was, you know, living my life. And one of the things that I experienced was this source within me of life that I was like, this is so self-sustaining, because I don't need anything outside of myself. Yeah, I want to do things and explore and have fun and experience and engage, but in terms of my core needs of like emotional, mental stability, well-being, my overall like who I am as my presence, as my resonance, it was like I'm so fulfilled by this connection I have to my body, to myself, knowing myself. And it was like, it was this like source of like, I am so sustained. And it's like that point of, I'm like a phoenix because I can go and express, and if I don't like it, I can burn it all up and then start again, knowing that I always have this starting point within me to turn back to tune into, and to move from again. So yeah, rebirth, it's like this point of cycles. Like nothing actually ends, it just changes form, you know. It's all energy. Nothing is created or destroyed, it just changes form. So that's even like letting go of things, relationships ending, projects going in a different direction. It's like nothing is bad per se that happens, it's all just changing form. So if your life is having a disruption at the moment, things are changing and you weren't prepared for them, just see it as energy changing form. There's something else coming into form for you. So it's that point of being able to let it go and trust this is just moving, and you know, whatever the point will be perfect as it is. And yeah, so it's just that point of trust and being willing to let go, set it on fire, let it go, and then rebirth, be reborn again in something new and create something new and try a new approach, try a new belief, try a new idea, test out a new action, you know, being willing to try new. Okay, so the book definition is: the spring equinox, also called the vernal equinox, occurs on March 20th or 21st in the northern hemisphere and September 20th or 21st in the southern hemisphere. This is the point when the sun crosses the plane of the equator and day and night are the same length across the planet. Mother Earth is pregnant and is birthing once again. Crops can once again be planted. This card features a rendition of Ostara, sometimes spelled Oster or Easter, a Germanic goddess of spring. Ostara is also a northern European name for Astarte, which means womb, and is another name for Venus, the goddess of love, passion, and creativity. The Christian holiday of Easter stems from this goddess, and in this card we see some archetypal symbols of the spring equinox that represent the rebirth of the world, such as rabbits, eggs, and flowers. It is indeed a time for renewal. You thought this passage you have been through would never end. Just as certain that the light of the world fades every few months, it makes its return and the earth rejoices. The fresh breath of spring sweeps away the cobwebs acquired from the absence of the light. The light is now obviously increasing as nature begins to emerge in all her many forms and shapes and colors that reminds us of the continual cycles of Mother Earth. This cycle of rebirth you are experiencing follows a considerably challenging time. Any tears you may have shed have cleared the way for what has been gestating, which is now ripe and ready to emerge. That which no longer serves you needs to be put to rest so that a freshness and newness of spirit can make itself known to you. Sometimes birth can be painful, particularly in the passage just before delivery, yet what emerges can be fresh and beautiful. Be the emergence of this next cycle with faith and grace. I love that reading. That was so great. Okay, so you're about to give birth to a baby, and as a mother, I can tell you it is the most miraculous experience in one's life. So enjoy what's to come. Enjoy the starting over and the newness of every moment, and make it the most, make it your utmost, and add to all environments your best. So thank you for walking with, enjoy this next week, and I will see you next time.